What if the fate of not just a team, but an entire franchise hinged less on raw talent and more on the fragile alchemy of timing and trust? What if one player's future caught between whispered trade talks and the unforgiving spotlight became the catalyst for climates of hope and despair? Welcome back to Lakers News Fan Report, where raw truth meets purple and gold passion. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a second of this drama. Now, let me tell you a story tangled up in trade rumors, unmet expectations, and a crossroads that could either ignite a fresh dynasty or unravel the very fabric of a franchise's ambitions. Because right now, Andrew Wiggins sits smack in the middle of it all, a player whose pulse has the whole league watching. Over the past few weeks, the NBA rumor mill has been relentless, spinning tales of a potential Wiggins shuffle that has captured the imaginations of Lakers Nation and Bucks fans alike. But beneath the surface of these swirling whispers is something more concrete. The Miami Heat, pilots of Wiggins' current fate, appear finally set on keeping him, and that declaration could reverberate across every front office from LA to Milwaukee. As Anthony Chang of the Miami Herald revealed on X, the Heat's intention is clear. They want Wiggins on their roster when the 2024-25 season tips off. They're standing firm behind a vision, one that insists on seeing this complex chemistry play out before pulling the trigger on any drastic moves. This feels like a tectonic shift after months of burning questions about Wiggins' role, his fit, and whether Miami views him as a cornerstone or just a piece in a larger puzzle. Let's rewind a bit, because to understand why the Heat's stance matters so much, you have to trace the path Wiggins carved from the moment he landed in Miami back in February. Traded for none other than Jimmy Butler himself. In those early days, flashes of a dazzling Wiggins emerge: 19.0 points per game, 4.2 rebounds, and 3.3 assists across 17 regular season contests. A performance hinting that the former number one overall pick still had something special left to offer. But then came the cruel playoff reality, a stage where neither he nor the Heat could quite rise to the expectations burning in their fans' hearts. Wiggins' body, too, became an Achilles heel. Physical issues sidelined him when the team needed him most, casting shadows over his durability and raising whispers about whether Miami's gamble would pay off long-term. And like a plot twist penned by the NBA gods themselves, the Heat didn't just entertain keeping Wiggins. Quietly, they reportedly dangled him as bait in the Kevin Durant trade talks that set the basketball world ablaze earlier this summer. Suddenly, names like the Lakers and Bucks found themselves lurking in the background, eyeing Wiggins like chess masters waiting for the right moment to move their pieces. So, what do the architects of Miami's vision think? Eric Spoelstra, whose strategic mind has guided the Heat through storms and into battle, is honest yet hopeful. Speaking publicly about Wiggins' future this past Saturday, Spoelstra admitted there is real opportunity for growth as the forward once again acclimates to the Heat system, the city's heat, and the ever-watchful eyes of his teammates and coaches. This isn't just lip service. This is a coach who sees the player's potential to turn the page, to evolve from a go-to guy forced into a role he hadn't fully inhabited before, into a versatile weapon who can guard multiple positions and thrive both on and off the ball. Wiggins, before injury struck, was exactly what Miami needed: a dynamic defender with an offensive skill set that felt rare in a league, fixated on spot-up shooters and volume scorers. Spoelstra's words echo like a lifeline thrown not just to a player but to a philosophy. Sometimes what a team needs is a unique piece willing to adapt and grow within the system, not just a superstar brandishing stats. But make no mistake, the stakes couldn't be higher. The Miami Heat are not just rebuilding, they're reinventing. After a tumultuous 2024-25 season, marked by the gut-wrenching exit of their franchise icon, the pressure on this new core to prove that contending in the Eastern Conference is still in the cards is immense. With Bam Adebayo ascending to the role of undeniable leader and Tyler Herro blossoming into an all-star caliber scorer, the foundation is set, but it's fragile. Add Norman Powell, a seasoned guard with fresh energy from a strong run and loss. Angeles, and suddenly the pieces could come together for something truly special. In this context, Wiggins isn't just a roster spot. He's a linchpin. The tenderness of this moment, the what could be hanging in the air, it reminds me too much of the Lakers we've watched in seasons past great potential, shackled by timing and circumstance. What if Andrew Wiggins really clicks? What if Spoelstra's faith in his growth trajectory is rewarded with a fully healthy, fully integrated Wiggins stepping up to embody the defensive intensity and offensive savvy Miami craves? Could the Heat quietly become the powerhouse of the East, sneaking into the conversation as the Lakers fight to rebuild their own legend? On the flip side, what if these whispers of interest from the purple and gold or the Bucks aren't idle? Chatter, but precursors to a seismic trade shakeup, one that could rob the Heat of a critical piece or the Lakers of a chance they can't afford to miss. Wiggins' journey isn't just about points or rebounds. It's about identity, about finding a home on a roster, aiming to rewrite his story amidst pressure cooker expectations and financial realities that demand savvy, not just star power. Watching this saga unfold, I can't help but feel the weight of every trade rumor, every injury report, every media soundbite as part of a larger narrative, a story about unfinished business and the relentless pursuit of excellence that has defined Lakers fans for decades. Remember, this isn't just the Heat story. It's intrinsically tied to our own desperate hunger for a championship, a resurgence of purple and gold glory. What happens to Andrew Wiggins will ripple far beyond Miami's sunny shores. It could tip the scales for the Lakers, sending shockwaves through the league and rewriting the balance of power. As a lifelong Lakers fan, I can't help but feel that at this crossroads, the stakes are as high as they've ever been. Every decision, every whisper of interest reverberates with the ghosts of past dynasties and the fragile hope for a future carved in sweat and sacrifice. So is this the start of a new Empire One forged through patience, chemistry, and growth? Or is it the ominous beginning of another unraveling, where opportunity slips through the cracks of uncertainty and injury? Drop your take in the comments. I'll be reading everyone. All right, Lakers Nation, lean in close, because I'm about to lay it straight. This isn't just about Andrew Wiggins or some distant Miami saga. Nah, this cuts right to the marrow of what it means to be a Lakers fan in 2024, staring down the barrel of a future that feels as fragile and combustible as a powder keg strapped to the franchise's heart. LeBron James the King, the living legend who shouldered the purple and gold through every storm, every blood-soaked playoff heartbreak, and euphoric crowning glory, he's watching this all unfold too. This isn't just about the man who rewrote what longevity looks like in this league. It's the weight he carries now. Knowing every decision that ebbs and flows around him either cements his legacy or chips away at the kingdom he's fought to build. And let's not forget Anthony Davis, the man still almost mythical in talent, but cursed repeatedly by fate and injury, a brilliant torchbearer caught in the whirlwind of this same swirling uncertainty. Imagine the pressure on a D. He's not just trying to dominate on the court. He's trying to hold a franchise together while watching rival teams, from Miami to Milwaukee, piece together threats that could derail the Lakers' championship dreams. Then there's Bronny, LeBron's son, standing on the verge of his own path, skating in the heavy shadows of his father's greatness, watching every move with the scrutiny of a world hungry for legacy to be more than just talk or highlights. And in the midst of this, D'Angelo Russell's fiery will, Austin Reeves' scrappy heart, the growing core trying desperately to stay relevant. It all hangs in a delicate balance that mirrors the glitches in Wiggins' own story. Potential, marred by injury, societal and media noise, and a brutal spotlight that often feels like a spotlighted trap. Now, picture the Lakers front office, a place we all hope pulses with the genius and ruthlessness of Jerry West, but, frankly, feels more like a circus sometimes, with Jeannie Buss holding the reins tightly in one hand and an entire empire's legacy in the other. This is a franchise built on decades of triumph and heartbreak. From the Showtime era where Magic Johnson's charisma swept through the NBA like wildfire, to the relentless grit of the early 2000s Shaq Kobe three-peat juggernauts that stamped the Lakers as a modern dynasty, to the emotional roller coaster of the Kobe era's waning years, and then the triumphant rise of LeBron's arrival bringing us that electrifying 2020 championship bubble banner in Orlando. But behind the shiny rings and highlight reels, there's been this creeping decay identity loss, players lost in the shuffle, front office decisions riddled with second-guessing. And now, with whispers of billionaires circling like vultures, threatening to destabilize whatever fragile order remains in LA, we face a potential tipping point, unlike any before. Imagine a new power player stepping into the mix, threatening not just Genie's authority, but the very structural soul of the Lakers' reign. What if a billionaire's ambitions clash with the legacy custodians, fragmenting the vision further? Just when cohesion is most needed, where does that leave us? Does it spark a rebirth or a civil war? And meanwhile, out west, the landscape is shifting faster than any player can blink. The Warriors, once seemingly untouchable, are battling there. Own ghost injury, the relentless grind of age catching up to their core, giving a sliver of hope to the Lakers. But beyond Golden State's cracks, the Nuggets loom as a brutal, no-nonsense force eager to cement their own legacy after Jokic's prolonged dominance. Phoenix and the Clippers, each hungry beast circling the arena, waiting for the Lakers to falter, for the Heat-Wiggins saga to spill over into chaos that the purple and gold could exploit. But what if this chaos instead pulls LA into deeper disarray? What if chasing Wiggins or trying to snag another big piece drains assets and focus from nurturing the homegrown fire that's been glowing quietly in the likes of Reeves and Austin? Picture a boardroom loaded with tension, shadow battles spilling onto social media and into fan forums, where every rumor feels like a dagger and every trust the process meme stings like salt in an open wound. This isn't just basketball. It's a fight for the Lakers' identity, for the spiritual core that made generations fall in love with this team. It's about reuniting that dynasty feeling soaked in gold with all its dizzying highs and soul-shattering lows. And man, how can we talk about Wiggins without remembering the pain that cuts so deep pain we, as Lakers fans, live with every off-season? The missed chances, the what-could-have-beens of trades gone sideways, of stars who burned out too soon or never found their rhythm beneath the sunset skies of South LA. And yet, hope. God, it still creeps in like a whisper at the back of a crowded bar after the buzzer sounds on a brutal loss. What if Wiggins becomes the dark horse quietly locking down the Heat as an elite two-way dynamo, forcing the Lakers to rethink their entire blueprint? Could that force Rob Pelinka to flip the script, to gamble everything on a trade that shifts the league's power balance overnight? Could that push LeBron, even in the twilight of his legendary career, to make the ultimate? Sacrifice a star or two sent packing, a rebuild temporarily embraced to chase that last elusive ring? Or, on the flip side, what if this saga triggers a painful spiral? What if the Lakers misread the signals, commit to players who don't fit or worse, lose faith in the young heartbeat pounding beneath the purple and gold players who embody the grit of a franchise that once won 7 titles in a decade, whose soul was forged in the echoing roar of the Forum and the clutch moments at Staples Center? That kind of heartbreak is not just hypothetical, it's history. Remember the crunch of that 2010 NBA Finals Game 7, when Kobe rose out of the ashes to finally hush the doubters? That was a franchise defined not just by rings but by resilience. And here we are, staring at a fork in the road that could either lead back to those heights or plunge us into another era of rebuilding hell. Now picture the fans us. We're not just viewers. We're the pulse, the living, breathing manifestation of purple and gold obsession. When it feels like the front office is picking through Wiggins' fate like a chess piece, when rumors swirl like wildfire threatening to consume the entire offseason, it's on us to grab hold of this chaos and wrest meaning from it. It's why every whispered trade, every injury update, Every cryptic press conference feels like the fate of the city itself hanging in the balance. We're the ones who bleed Lakers purple and gold, who believe in the comeback story, who scream at our TVs, who fill the seats to keep the show alive no matter how dark the night grows. So here's the raw truth. The saga of Andrew Wiggins, the Miami Heat's gamble, the Lakers' lurking interest, it's not just a subplot in a summer lull. It's a seismic tremor shaking the foundations of the entire league, threatening to redraw power maps and rewrite dreams. Because the Lakers' story is never just basketball. It's legacy. It's family. It's the weight of every banner hanging in the rafters and the ghosts of legends past whispering, "Don't you dare fail." And as a Laker till the day I die, here's what I see coming. I see a winter looming where every decision will crack the ice beneath our feet, where the stakes are so high the next breath could snap the entire season's fragile promise. Now, I want to hear from you. Drop your rawest take below. Every true believer in purple and gold, what's your gut saying? Is Wiggins the missing piece Miami needs to ignite an Eastern resurgence that shocks LA? Or the trade chip that finally frees the Lakers to chase a new vision? Will LeBron's twilight years be crowned with yet another title? Or is the dynasty silently slipping away as new forces rise? Every second counts now, so speak your truth and keep this fire burning, because purple and gold blood never runs out.